Behind the Stories, Episode 2, The Watchtower at the End of the Field by Rebecca Ashbourne. Hi, and welcome back to Behind the Stories from DroneFieldMedia.com. This is Episode 2 of our brand new podcast series. I am Graeme Hanson, and with me again is Rebecca Ashbourne. In Episode 1, we talked about where stories begin, and today I want to focus on the Watchtower at the end of the field. Rebecca, at its heart, is it a ghost story, a mystery, or a story about being remembered?
I think it is all three, really, but the remembering is the heart of it. The book begins with a football being kicked into the wrong bit of long grass behind a school playing field. That small mistake makes 4 children notice an old tower that everyone else has walked past for years. Eldon Field is fictional, and the children and events are fictional too, but the feeling behind it is real. Old places do sometimes seem to be waiting for someone to pay attention.
That takes me back to the Yorkshire Air Museum because I remember looking at the aircraft and all the engineering detail while you were looking at the tower. You were already thinking about windows, stairs, messages, and people watching the sky.
Yes, and that is where the feeling began. Aircraft are dramatic, but a control tower has a quieter sort of drama. It is a place where people waited, listened, watched, and made decisions. I started thinking about the people inside it, especially the ones who were not famous. The book grew from that atmosphere, and from the question of what a tower might remember.
In the story, the children are Marnie, Jonathan, Emily, and Sam. They all come at the mystery differently, which keeps it from feeling like one child doing everything while the others just tag along.
That was important to me. Sam is the reason the football goes wrong, which is very Sam. Jonathan is cautious, but keeps going. Emily wants notes, records, evidence, and proper answers. Marnie has the strongest emotional connection to Billy Harper, the boy from the past. None of them has the whole answer alone. They need each other, and that makes their courage feel more believable.
I like the way Emily keeps the mystery grounded. There is a ghostly atmosphere, but she is still saying, what can we prove? What can we write down? Who should we ask?
Exactly. I did not want the children to treat history like treasure to be taken. They have to learn how to look properly. They go to the library, they speak to Mrs. Alder, they involve Miss Carter, and gradually the adults begin to listen. That matters because Billy Harper is not just a spooky clue. He is a forgotten child from the past whose story deserves care.
Mrs. Alder is a lovely character because she feels like memory in human form. She has carried something for years, but she has not quite had the right moment to bring it forward.
I am very fond of Mrs. Alder. She is not there simply to hand the children a solution. She remembers the old airfield, the disruption, the tower, and the stories people stopped talking about. Villages and towns are full of people who hold pieces of local memory. Mrs. Alder helps the children understand that Billy was not a legend. He was a real boy within the world of the story, and that changes everything.
Let us talk about Billy because he is the emotional centre of the book. He is not a monster, and he is not there to frighten anyone for the sake of it. He is waiting to be believed.
That is exactly how I saw him. Billy Harper is a young messenger at fictional RAF Eldon during the war. He sees danger, acts quickly, and lights a red warning lamp because he thinks there is no time to wait. Afterwards, the official record reduces him to initials and blame. History can look very tidy on paper while being terribly unfair to the person who lived it. Billy needs someone to say, properly, that he was right.
The red lamp is such a strong image. A warning light, a disputed action, and then later a piece of evidence. It is simple, but it does a lot of work.
Children understand a light in a window. They understand danger and the unfairness of not being believed. The hidden tin, the piece of red glass, the note, the button, and the archive statement all help turn a ghostly feeling into something solid. Marnie feels the truth first, but Emily helps prove it. I liked that balance.
For anyone listening, we will keep links to Rebecca's books and audiobook updates at DroneFieldMedia.com. One thing I noticed reading The Watchtower at the end of the field is that even when it reaches back to 1944, It never loses the scale of the school field.
Yes, I wanted the past to feel close. The children do not travel far away to find adventure. They discover that history has been sitting at the edge of a place they thought they knew. A fence line becomes a boundary between now and then. A school playing field becomes the site of a vanished airfield. Once that happens, the ordinary world becomes larger, and I think children are very alive to that feeling.
The adults change as well. At first, the tower is unsafe, inconvenient, and probably due to be demolished. By the end, people are listening, the evidence matters, and the tower is treated as part of local memory.
That ending mattered to me. The children do not save the tower just by wishing. They bring forward enough truth for responsible adults to act. Miss Carter, Mr. Pike, Dr. Marsh, and Mrs. Alder all have a part to play. The tower really is unsafe in places, so the answer is not to ignore danger. It is to find a better way to deal with it. That feels hopeful to me.
There is a line running through this book that feels very Rebecca Ashbourne to me. Children being brave, but not in a noisy way. They keep asking, checking, caring, and coming back.
That is the bravery I enjoy writing. Marnie trusts what she has sensed. Jonathan is frightened, but still returns. Emily insists on careful evidence. Sam begins with jokes and energy, but he becomes serious when the moment asks it of him. Not everyone is brave in the same voice, and I think children know that.
And underneath the adventure, the question is really, who gets remembered?
Yes, Billy is fictional, but he stands for people whose names were small in the record, or missing altogether. The ending is not about making him famous, it is about giving him his name back. That is much more moving to me than a dramatic twist. The tower is still old, still weathered, and still in need of repair, but it no longer feels forgotten. Billy has been heard.
That feels like the right place to leave it. You can find The Watchtower at the End of the Field, along with Rebecca's other books and audiobook news, at DroneFieldMedia.com.
Thank you for listening. I hope if people read this one, it makes them look twice at the quiet old places near them.
And from me, Graeme Hanson. Thanks for joining us on Behind the Stories. See you in the next podcast.